Hello everybody, this is Kata, this is TSdL Season 7, Round of 8, and we have Will _ versus YiQiao. Joined by me is Wooper.
Joining you. I am joining you.
Yes, you are.
And I think without much further ado, let's get straight into looking at these boxes. Will's box is certainly not one that you would expect to see commonly. He's running a number of units that are a little bit different. First of all, he's got Landius as a second tank rather than Christian, which I'm a fan of that particular pick, but not everyone is.
It
He's got
supports his box a lot better.
It does. He's got Listel, who's a good Yeelis and very difficult to kill. He's got Epsilon, who is again another very powerful unit, who is even more powerful when supported by other units to faction buff. And Himiko doesn't always need a buff, but if you build her very bulky and more as a Noya / late game push win con, then she definitely appreciates it.
Or you build her for that raw AoE damage and she hits like
Absolutely.
a truck.
Let's not forget how powerful Landius's buff actually is, especially when you don't natively have any advantages over anybody.
Yeah, if you give her like a Judge Talisman or something, she can do the numbers.
Damage. The Overlord badge is not necessarily needed on healed Himiko anymore. To complement that, we have other pretty strong heavy hitter AoEs like Bernhardt's Autocrado, who, while he doesn't have his unique and his zombies yet, he is still a very formidable unit. We've got Wetham, who is another good AoE unit, as well as Lewin, who can't really be understated. And we have the X Factor and his avatar, Altamula, who is not only a powerful AoE unit, but also makes plenty of great plays. And let's not forget one of the best AoE units in the game in Sophia by increasing the AoE density of your entire team significantly with Rewind.
Yeah, this is definitely a very big AoE box.
It is an AoE box, which is a bit of a rarity to see nowadays, especially when a lot of the quote-unquote meta AoE units like Vincent, Bozel, and Kruger are missing. But it is a very strong box that has obviously seen Will a lot of success in TSdL, so we'll look forward to seeing how his box goes.
He's gonna first ban Rosin. He
is gonna first ban Rosin, but that leaves YiQiao with Jugler, who is not a normal inclusion in every box, but against Will, I think it's one of the best possible units to have. Luckily, half of Will's units moonlight as a single target as well, such as Lucretia, such as Bernhardt, so they can deal with Jugler if necessary, but it could still be too much of an issue. So we're going to see either Rosin or Jugler first banned from Will, and we're going to see pick and ban proceed accordingly. The rest of her box is, I believe YiQiao's her, is a very standard box with the exception of the Meteor buffer Zerida, who is there to buff outside of Jugler, also Epsilon, Verna, and for some reason I keep thinking Kayura's Meteor, but she's not.
No Sherry, and interestingly she's brought Liko. I wonder if she like researched Will being more of an AoE box with his previous games.
I would not put it past her.
She is the queen of the summit.
She is very good at what she does. Zerida, of course, should not be understated as a assassin with very high kill range because of her specific mechanics. Even if her range is not as good as it all.
You cut out there? I don't.
It's really great. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were talking about Zerida's range. Oh, I can't hear you again.
Me?
I heard you for a second. Okay, I hear you now.
Basically saying that if your opponent doesn't have Helena, doesn't have Elwyn, doesn't have Ares, etc., then Zerida's range doesn't look as depressing anymore, but Wetham is still there, who might actually be YiQiao's first ban.
Yeah. That's the main concern for Zerida these days, is that so many units just have huge danger zones. I mean, even Lucretia's guilty of that, especially when she has a breeze up or something, so it can be tough, and she kind of has to... She's always been a trade unit.
I'm gonna guess that it will be Lucretia or Wetham banned from YiQiao, and Rosin first ban will not be surprising from Will. YiQiao is a player who very highly favors Lucretia. I've seen her first pick her quite a number of times in a 3-tank box. Listel. So Will must be very confident in his Listel's ability to tank things like, like Zerida. Actually, outside of Zerida and probably Verna, who double strikes and kills everything, there's not a lot that actually kills Listel, so she's probably going to get some good AoEs off if that is allowed.
Yeah, what's scary with Listel is her taking repeated hits, because she definitely kind of depended on that 100% HP condition.
Absolutely. So YiQiao doesn't care about tanks at all. She's going to let Will assemble a bit of a combo wombo and try to survive that way. So who does Will pick here? Do you think he picks a tank?
I don't know. I mean, it's already Lucretia.
I think Himiko might be the pick here. Does anyone else survive Kyura?
Bernhardt with Guardian Infantry or Dark
Bernhardt with
Guard.
Guardian Infantry, fair enough.
Auto does, Alt does. Lewin doesn't, as we learn.
I think Lewin mostly does. Let's just assume that most Lewins will survive. And this is another Holy Kyura. Will doesn't necessarily know that, but...
Really, like, everything in his box survives Kyura, so he can go any route he wants. I'm surprised that he didn't ban Juggler, but I guess he's more concerned about the healers. I mean, I feel YiQiao is 100% going to pick Juggler second. Knowing that, what's the best way to get through the Juggler? I mean, Autocrado comes to mind.
Bernhardt is a good way to do it too. Maybe less so if he's forced onto using Dark Guard.
Burn's slow, and that's the thing. Kyura oh wait. There's maintenance.
Oh no, there's mains. In 15 minutes. Can we speedrun this? Let's go.
No, we don't.
And I was thinking that he might go for something like Himiko. And I think that's about where we're up to, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good possible choices here. He could pick up Flow for some initiation ability against the fairly long-legged box, all things considered. But Himiko does that quite well as well.
Himiko's a nice combo with the Listel too. Just pile on the AoE damage with Blood Dance at some point, and then Himiko can go in with that.
One thing that is bad about Himiko as a pick here is that if you pick Himiko, she's very bad against Witham, so you want to be careful about that.
Yeah. Picks up a tank, safe play.
Very reasonable. And banning some problematic AoE from Will's side. Takes Tiaras because he wants a little bit more initiation.
Yeah, Tiaras on YiQiao's side is pretty scary with this Kyura. I don't know if it's enough to kill Listel.
Notably, she didn't pick Juggler, which I think was what we were suspecting she would have happened. So I think she's intending to try and control the map and disable the AoE Wombo preemptively, rather than letting it come to her. Which I think is fair.
It's a heavy assassin box, like so many assassins.
There's a fair amount of movement there with Helena's a bit stymied now, but Zerida's actually pretty decent. Stinger Zerida might have a shot at killing most of the Stills. Hard to say.
With Tiaras.
Yeah, with Tiaras, I think Zerida probably kills most things.
DPS are looking a little thin on Will's side, but I mean...
Wasn't Licorice in box for you? Oh, Licorice is banned, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. Yep. Will's side, I do wonder what he might pick. He doesn't have that many AoE options open to him anymore. It's basically just...
Burn Sword Dance is kind of what I'm thinking.
Possibly.
YiQiao can go with anything. Probably an assassin.
He could fish for Breeze with Ultimula.
I think what YiQiao picks will be dependent on what Will picks here.
Yes, Will has to pick an AoE here, otherwise his Wombo's just gone.
If Will picks Alt, then YiQiao will probably pick a tank. If Will picks Burn, then...
Verna, maybe Pepsi, hard to say.
Yeah.
or even Zerida. Alright, so it's ult, so probably gonna be a Hilda pick then. Yep, so Burning Leeuwen gone. There's now no more AoE Wombo, unless we want to count Florentia. Okay, so she doesn't really care about the idea of tank ignoring because, well, fair enough, you just don't care about the idea of tank ignoring.
I mean, Lucretia has a second life, so ult can't kill her. I'd imagine ult can kill Tiaras.
Bolt ranges are good, but ult is also pretty strong.
It might depend on how many stacks ult has.
He'll probably want to bring his own faction buff if he doesn't secure Rosenseal here, but I don't feel like he's going to pick Rosenseal. That seems like not a great pick. It should be Florentia here, right?
Yeah.
It could be Tiara. Not Tiara, it's Liana, I guess, but I think it's probably Florentia.
I mean, you're gonna already have to bring ult buff here, so Florentia with lots of act again seems good. YiQiao, Epsilon, maybe.
Pepsi, Zerida's a bit slow, but probably fine. Like, you could bring Zerida, run her out, immediately 3C, and then Tiara's buff. And that's like a super buff.
Yeah, and I think Luke's just got picked pretty much for mass attack.
Yes. Okay, so it is Rosenseal. He's gonna...
Shuts down any AoE shenanigans from Luke.
Also relatively immune to Kyura. Epsilon pick, fairly reasonable. Banning the tanks out to make sure that if it does go to endgame, nothing gets in the way of Altamola. And here is probably a Liana pick.
Yeah, with Lando Aura, Rosin, and Empress Guard should be safe against Kira. But without, she's kind of dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I mean, you could pick Sophia here if your goal is to loop Listel AoEs over and over. But I feel like the game might have been decided by that point.
I mean, Rewind has similar problems.
It's very reactive, requires there to have been stuff happening already, and you can't even guarantee everyone you want to rewind is going to be within rewind range at that point, because Sophia is stubby legs, unfortunately.
YiQiao, both these are good picks, but I think Teleport probably gives you some more plays in this game.
Can anyone on YiQiao's side actually kill Listel?
Maybe Kira. I mean, Zerida with Tiara's buff would probably do it, so that might be a reason. But, I mean, Teleport would give her so many options.
Teleport is very, very strong. I think it would let her eliminate... Does ult die to Kyura? I don't actually know.
No, but maybe with Tiaras he might. Not without.
Makes the magic happen.
This map sucks for ult too because he really wants to be able to get a tree, and it gives him 20% DR.
That's a fairly bulky Listel, all things considered. Like 13.8 and reasonable defenses, pushing towards 1k on both defenses. That's quite impressive. I'm thinking that... Oh, good, Acceleration Aid. Pretty good choice there. Okay, so it seems like this is going to be the Kyura show.
No 3C. So I think that's okay.
With Teleport, I think that should be fine, plus Acceleration Aid. This gives a sustained amount of attack blessing instead of just the 2 turns, because Will could very certainly wait out the couple turns of 3C.
And she probably would just want to like send Kira in and maybe... Well, the thing is also short legs, but it's gonna come down to does ult breeze. Ult did not even bring his pull.
Or
buff.
He didn't bring pull. No buff because Rosen has buff, which is fine.
No pull is interesting, but I guess it's tankless. But still, I think pull would really wreck this team if ult can get one. But maybe
I think you're gonna spread out if it looks imminent.
Yeah, but still, just like breeze happens, something comes in, because when ult punches something, he gets this, which with breeze he actually has 9 mobility, and you can't run from that with pull.
Trust your word for it. I've not used Altamula extensively, so we'll see what happens. I noticed that Lucretia brought Firebrands to deal with Altamula,
Yeah.
and I guess it kind of deals with Listel. Listel, I could have.
It doesn't
seen
matter
a
against
number of-
Lacelle.
Oh yeah, class ignore.
Yep.
So he got the breeze. Is that going to matter? He's giving Kyura acceleration aid, so we're probably going to see mass attack, and teleport in. Will probably wants to. There's a little bit of time before anything needs to happen, but Act Again might need to be on the table for Will, so he's just gonna move everyone else first.
Pepsi also gave her a Tenyo attack buff.
So he doesn't even need mass attack, really. He could teleport right now. Okay, so he's using Imperial Radiance. She could be teleported. Sure. Teleporting right now, I think, is probably very reasonable. Just outside of attack range, let's just trust YiQiao to do that. Listel can't hit with anything right now. He can hit with Reaper's Touch if she brought that, but I doubt she did. Yeah, so it's the shield,
3C.
blood, and blood. So I wonder what YiQiao's gonna aim for. Probably Altamula.
Yeah, Miracle's not up. You have attack blessing up, you have an attack buff. See if it kills. It is Lando Aura, but I mean, Liana looks like a guaranteed kill probably. I mean, Rosin too. But Alt's the only one that could kill Kira. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Freeze. I'm gonna use Ode on itself. That makes the kill a lot less certain, I think. So Ultimula, no, it's Rosin Seal.
And Rosin,
Attack buff was removed.
Tenyo Rosin buff proc.
Ultimula can just kill Kyura now, can't she?
And see if Alt had pull here.
That's a kill. That would be pretty strong here, huh?
If Alt had pull here, he would just kill Lucretia. Well, I guess.
Then Puppet. No, kill Puppet and then kill Lucretia, and that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, I mean, you kill... I guess you would have to kill Kira, because she does become a problem at some point. Alright, but I guess that you'd already kill... You'd already have killed 2 units, so Kira would only have 4 units left. So yeah, I guess you kill Luke there instead of killing Kira.
Does Lando have guard up, or did he use faction buff?
Well...
No, he used guard up, he used guard.
You probably do want to kill the Kira just to prevent 2 ways for YiQiao to guard ignore.
Lucretia almost certainly kills Alt in revenge, though, right?
Yeah.
Unless Rosin dispels something, but that's a no, that's not attack blessing. Lucretia, just normal.
But you would kill Kira, and then only Epsilon could ever hit Listel, and everything else would just be hitting Lando, backed up by 2 healers, and eventually Listel gets a Blood Dance or a 3C, and there's no tank, so Will could just punch YiQiao to death at that point. So I think you would kill the Kira, but if you had pull. But yeah, it just didn't bring it.
You can just kill Kyura now, can't you? Just
yeah,
right from Thunder, and
but doesn't really want to trade.
He doesn't want okay.
With 2 healers.
He's going to Miracle. I'm not sure what the kill calcs look like here. That's the thing.
Yeah, wait, let's see. Oh, I was gonna see what Kira got removed, attack blessing wise.
Yep, sure, the damage reduction part, which is whatever.
And now Pepsi can just kill Listel.
Yes.
Those repeated assassinates. Listel didn't have crystal healing up either, but I mean, even then, there's a good chance Pepsi would have killed anyway. Well, I don't know.
Yes. And Will has lost turn priority too because of the act again. Rosin Seal will get to heal up. She's still got 1 more skill. Yeah, mass crystal healing.
Yeah, it's just not going to be enough.
So she teleports away. Alt can't hit anybody right now. Oh, That's
The
a
magic
thing.
guard.
She had already. I completely forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that passive can definitely bite you in the ass sometimes.
That's unfortunate.
But even now, if Alt had pull,
Yes.
he could dominate.
Oh well. Pepsi just gets to shoot him, right?
Yeah, but then Rosin could heal after that, and Alt will heal up after hitting somebody, and it's not like he's gonna have trouble killing T-Jeff. And
That's true.
he'll disable Pepsi's shield with the AoE because it does 0.1 times first, so he could kill Pepsi and T-Jeff.
Hmm. That's unfortunate that he didn't bring it. Yeah. So after his Wombo goes away, I guess. Well, so it was a foregone conclusion. So banned Lucretia again because so removed Sophia, put in somewhat
Healet.
more proactive healer Deedlet. Banning Rosen again because that seems very reasonable. Now, is he going to go the same route and pick Listel?
I think will try something different. What went wrong last game? I guess just Listel guarding and maybe alt skill choice. The strat could have worked a lot better, but
Listel guarding, I have to assume Will forgot who had guard priority.
yeah.
I think there's also an argument that he could have brought the other Listel loadout, like the one that Listel used to bring with the 3
Succeed.
2Cs. Yeah, and then that might have ended up biting Pepsi in the ass as well because he just starts losing health instead of gaining it sometimes.
Or you just put it on Kira.
Or you could just have not brought Magic Guard instead of brought Seal.
Yeah. I don't know, but what I was just thinking was that game could have gone well for Will, like if those things
Yeah,
were
if he
different.
brought the Suck.
So the strategy could still work.
Yeah, he could bring Listel. He could just pick Listel again, see how it goes. Yep, so he's going to try it again. So are we going to see a Kyura pick in response? YiQiao's very comfortable picking Kyura in response. So who's going to get banned here? So she's banning the 2 healers that give him, that give YiQiao any sort of proactive capability. The same ban pick from YiQiao, removing the Wombo. Instead picking Licorice to give a faction buff. Banning out the longest legs there that Ban can't deal with. I think Lucretia would have been a fine ban there as well. YiQiao gets free reign to pick up Pepsi here if she wants to. Or Juggler even. I guess Juggler is really bad against Finger, right?
Yeah, but you do have Gospel at the worst.
That's true.
I don't know, I was just thinking about how Will banned Tiara's second this time instead of Liko. But I was thinking, did attack blessing didn't really change anything last game. Maybe it changed how much. No, because Listel's always gonna lose all her troops. It just didn't seem like attack blessing really changed anything.
That's alright. We'll see how it goes. Maybe well, she brought attack blessing because she might have wanted Tiaras to have mass heal at the end. But
As in, it didn't change whether or not any of Will's units died, so why does Will need to ban her?
Good question. Maybe it did change who would have died. Maybe it would have killed like Rose and Seal if he hadn't got the lucky buff dispel.
That's true, yeah. Well, yep, anyway.
Maybe he knows more about the kill ranges than we do. So he'll probably pick up another Wombo unit here as he did last time, whether it's Alt. Alt seems like the best one on this map, simply because he can fly. And like, there's nothing wrong with picking Bernhardt. Okay, so he's just going to pick a healer. That means that YiQiao gets to pick the DPS that Will ends up with, which will probably be Bernhardt at this point, I guess. So banning Dog and banning Lucretia. Will seems to have given up on caring about Verna. I assume maybe his Verna survives. His Listel survives Verna. I don't know. That seems hard, even with Landius there.
At this
I don't
point,
know.
there's just so many assassins and so much range on YiQiao's side, and Will's box, or Will's units are all just these short-legged people. You can
That's
just,
okay.
you can just like repeatedly strike the assassin, and even if Will picks a DPS here, the next round YiQiao just double bans healers, and so Rosin will be stressed to keep everybody 100% HP, and the repeated hits are just going to murder Will, I think.
If his Lewin is tanky enough to take on
Yeah,
Kaiyura, that might
Lewin's
be okay.
probably... Yeah, Lewin might be the pick here because of that.
Well, we'll see. He might just pick. Yeah, sure. So Lewin won't die to Pepsi without some real shenanigans happening. Oh, YiQiao's fine letting healers go through. That seems okay. Interesting. What does Christian do here?
Prevents
I mean,
Lewin from killing stuff?
maybe Christian just does more than Hilda does against an AoE comp.
I mean, yeah, I mean, YiQiao's comp's looking a lot more favorable here to me.
He gets Liko to buff his 2 assassins. Pepsi is dark, right? Surely he's dark.
Yes.
I know he's D-list, I know he's Meteor, but he's like the prototypical dark unit. He has to be dark.
Probably, yeah. We'll assume
Anyway.
he is.
Yeah, let's just assume it. So YiQiao's got a buff for both her assassins, and Helena's there to keep Will honest. Kinda. Honestly, I don't think Helena kills anybody. I think she's just better than Hilda.
Pretty much. I mean, the thing is, once YiQiao picked up Christie here, if you like compare the tank push game versus the tank push game, YiQiao has 2 assassins and 2 good ways to get around Will's tank. Lewin lost his single target route to potentially killing anybody here. His AoEs is really not going to be effective against Liko and Akira.
Christian, I think, actively has a good chance of killing both Landius and Lewin in late game.
Yeah.
Well, not so much Lewin, but Landius, I think so.
At least, like, they might not be able to attack. Maybe not Lando because he brings Royal Calves, which means Christie should ironically bring Phalanx here. But, because...
Phalanx gets shredded by Sanseas. I think she probably just brings...
Calves.
Doesn't she?
Templars.
They die for Lewin. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like, Highlands are probably fine. It doesn't really matter. I think the game's gonna be decided by then. Someone's gonna have a major disadvantage by that point in time.
If you bring Phalanx, you beat what Lando should bring. If you bring Calves, you beat what Lewin probably is bringing. But then Lewin also might big brain you and try to bring State Guards.
No way he's bringing State Guards. Lewin needs to be able to solo at the end.
Okay.
And I don't think he does that without the recovery of Sanseas.
Yeah, he's taking fancy.
I was just double checking to see if those were indeed Sanseas, and they are. Okay.
Lando brought Templars. Interesting.
It's fine. Expecting YiQiao / Pepsi. Well, I mean, Pepsi doesn't matter. He ignores things. Templars, huh? It's fine. Why did Helena bring Royals?
Don't know. I think...
I don't think she has any way to beat down Lewin regardless. I guess it's for Liana. Highlands was seen last game.
Maybe she expected infantry on Lando, and yeah, the healers are gonna both be running infantry, so...
Maybe she just wanted Cav Tex, because Angels kinda suck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what happens.
Oh, Christie brought this.
Yes. I think that is... probably more relevant against Lewin?
Yeah, no, definitely. If they don't really have any range damage, then there's not much point.
The damage... Yeah, the magic damage from Listel is not going to matter. The fact is, if you get hit by Listel, then that's a big problem there and then.
Yeah, obviously if Christie's aura is not relevant, you bring this.
People are lazy and don't switch it, but they really should consider it.
I mean, it could save you, you never know. Liko's healer build, bringing Mass Protect for Nothing really, but it is a way to purge
This
Listel
map
buffs.
protect.
Purges Listel debuffs without doing any damage, or like at least just a little bit of damage. Can dispel it with the Night Bloom before it procs or tiles.
Mass defense is a nicer thing to have once Lewin's dispelled all your buffs than mass resist is, I think. But it barely matters, to be frank.
It's a death buff for Kira and oh well, Helena. Just Helena. It is a death buff for her.
Kyura already has a defense buff from just Leiko's normal.
Yeah,
faction.
yeah. I forgot. And Pepsi was dark. So yeah, that's also something. We saw Pepsi bring 2C guard. Or 2C. Or no he didn't.
No, he bought 1C. 1C, 1C, and 3C.
Yeah. Okay, just double 1C.
Fine.
I mean, the 2C is you can't guard ignore unless you don't move, which is obviously incredibly restrictive.
Do you blood dance here? Wait, did she bring blood dance? No, she can't reach.
Yeah, she brought Skeleton Knights here, which will end up doing a lot worse against the well,
The holy Kyura. No, I think she ignores it.
Yeah,
no.
I was just thinking about it from the magic damage perspective compared to gargoyles, but looking at it, these should actually be bulkier, just based off HP.
They get the undead stat bonus.
Yeah, just based off the HP, they should be bulkier than Gargs, especially because she's off terrain. Maybe if she was on terrain, Gargs would be tankier.
Would be better, but no.
And it is a lot better against Pepsi.
So, did she bring the same? Did Listel bring the same loadout as last game?
She brought a 6C.
Yeah, okay. So she could actually finger Pepsi.
But Kira just punches Listel here, right? And then
probably. But if she does that, doesn't Lewin revenge kill? Yes, he does.
okay, yeah.
Oh,
No.
can't reach. He can't reach. No, she can reach the tree. She can teleport to the tree, and Lewin can't reach.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much a free hit, and then Kira will just kill somebody next turn. Just kind of a menace. Goes for Lewin instead of Listel. I mean, Will does have turn priority, but again, the comp's so short leg, like, you can run Lewin away, right? That's something.
Or he can just heal up Lewin, because I don't think Pepsi's gonna kill, not with the HP heal before battle.
I think Kyura will, though.
Well, you have to heal her up. You have to heal him up, right?
Maybe if you cast Miracle, it'd be enough.
Liana could do it as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Liana could do it. Or you could run away.
Yes, or Lewin himself could just
yeah, he could end turn.
No, or he could just use Soul Fury. Not a great Soul Fury. You're only hitting Peps. You can't. You can only Kyura. That's really sad.
You hit everybody.
You don't hit Pepsi.
Oh yeah, but you hit these guys.
Yes.
I don't think it's worth it. But I think you probably need Rosin Talent Heal to go up to full HP here. So if you like moved here, I think that'd be enough to get him like almost full. Or you could just pop Miracle. Popping Miracle is probably not ideal right now. You'd probably rather have everybody have moved up so you get some more turns on it. It just heals Liana. It's safe.
Yep, so he's back to full. There's no way for Will to break Pepsi whatsoever, is there?
No.
He's one. So gonna try and kill Liana. Pyland's too strong.
But now Pepsi can kill Liana.
Yes. Probably.
Oh,
Range damage is reduced by a lot. And if he does that, then Listel can finger him.
It's a really annoying spot to put him.
Okay, so Liana's very dead. Cool.
Notably, this spot is surrounded by cliffs.
Listel can finger him though, right? Is that something he wants to do?
She
Not
can.
really.
Yeah.
He can reach Lewin, and he'll be able to hit Listel too, if that's the case. But Kayura doesn't have a skill up, does she?
Yeah, she doesn't. She's one turn off.
That's alright. She can take her time. She's killed Liana, which is pretty free.
Yeah, I mean, you can just,
even
you
if
can just
Pepsi
run
gets
away.
fingered, you can just run Epsilon back and have him sit. Yeah, there's no
Pops his
significant
shield.
pressure at this point in time. Which is fine. No one else can reach him anyway. I stand corrected. Someone can reach him.
He does put a mobility debuff on him, but he can still move out of Listel Blood Dance range.
Yes.
Lewin, though, but Kira will heal up.
Lewin can... Yeah. So he's gonna Soul Fury. Hopefully for him that clocks. I think that's probably pretty pivotal at this point in time. He does get the clock, that's useful.
Big damage. And
Lando can move up and guard.
Dispel Debris.
That's good. So Pepsi's kind of stuck then. Pepsi might be dead. He's gonna attack.
I can't imagine Helena kills Lewin here, but she probably hits him anyway.
Sanseas are dead. And this creates a whole bunch of cancer.
Plus it gets rid of Will's tiles.
Yeah, it gets rid of the Lewin tiles at the very least, which is not nothing. So the first move next turn will have to be Rosen. And Lewin is just obnoxiously hard to kill. Yeah, so even if Pepsi tries to attack again, this is Helena killing Rosen Seal, right? Will she kill though? That's a good question.
Probably. She's gonna shred those Empress cards. But yeah, Pepsi doesn't have a skill. Can't guard ignore. But yeah, Rosin's out of guard now. Lando had to move up here.
Kayura kills Lewin now.
Yeah.
Yep. Got there in the end. And even if that means Broken Seal's alive, eventually that will not be the case.
And notably, like, YiQiao has just had amazing positioning this entire time on Pepsi. Never, ever, well, I guess Will could have Blood Danced here, but all the other turns she totally prevented it.
Can still Blood Dance here,
yeah.
But Helena's immune to stuff right now. Blood Dance might still be best just to put a lot of damage everywhere. Yeah,
put some damage on the entire team.
Interesting that wait, is that Pepsi's Shadow Stealth shield or his 80%?
That's Alhazard.
Okay, so interesting that the failed healing didn't break the shield. I didn't know that interaction.
Yeah, I guess it's just actual damage.
At this point, Pepsi runs away. Obviously, because otherwise the still goes nuts. I think it's safe to say Kayura is probably dead.
Yeah, I mean, Blood Dance on her is the only real play. Pepsi wants to eat the Blood Dance.
Sure. Break the shield. Stardust Glow. Go Pew. Oof. But now there's no way to actually kill Pepsi. And Licorice will eventually heal everyone up. And when these two team comps are compared, the one with the assassin will eventually come out on top, given that Listel's Blood Dance has a 2-turn timer.
And YiQiao just up a unit too.
Yes. And all the cancer being spread by Helena. Rosenseal's good, but she won't stop all of this eventually breaking everything down. So there we see the advantage that Christian has over Landius. This is probably not going to be enough to stop. Yep. So heal a little bit, use some turn priority. Now that there's no healers, Helena will punch away the Templar Guard again.
Yeah, Lando's
Giving it
dead.
the heal. And then, yep. So, oh well. The healing will bring him up a little bit, but I don't think that's going to matter. Yep. So make Christian anti-healed. You probably punch with Pepsi here. Does it really matter?
Who does Pepsi punch? Punches Lando, tries to kill him. Lando
Yeah.
procs defender. Probably would have killed him otherwise.
Oh, Pepsi's got a bunch of stacks at this point in time. He's strong enough to actually kill stuff.
Alright, we can just go through this.
I think this is probably... Eventually, Landis is going to die. Was that a mind bore? Presumably. Listel died, right? No, Listel didn't die. Listel moved up. Wait, Pepsi died.
Wait, how did Pepsi die?
Is that a blood dance? Oh, he ran. Huh? Blood
Okay,
dance.
yeah, blood dance. Okay, well, sure, I guess we should watch.
Okay. Alright, but how are they ever breaking through Christian?
Yeah, Will's losing in damage by so much.
And is guard down now? Guard might be down, which means he could punch
Yeah.
Frozen Celia.
Okay, and that's
That was
that's
very
GG.
dead.
Yeah, Will concedes.
Listel did a pretty impressive job there, getting a whole bunch of very useful kills and really swinging it back into the realm of possibly winning. She really pulled her weight there. Unfortunately, it was not enough. YiQiao had some great positioning and made the correct trades and decisions to make it so Will eventually had no healer, and that unfortunately means that the tank push strategy is going to lose eventually.
Yeah, it was tough for Will having such a big range disadvantage in that game. So YiQiao could basically pick them apart, and there wasn't anything to like follow up and capitalize on Assassin's hitting Will, so the Assassin could just keep punching him for free and eventually find units.
I mean, I think Listel did a good job.
Yeah.
She's not as good as something like, Wethem or Elwyn or Rosalia, but she took out Kyura.
No,
very
Listel
meaningfully.
did really good. It's just
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I don't think she's as, she's not as good as the premier chasers and 10 move units in the game, but I think she deserves some credit there. She chased up and did what she could to clean up, but in the end, the double assassin tank comp beats the AoE turtling tank comp. I don't know how I should describe it. Lewin always predisposes towards late game. Listel is primarily a unit that wants the opponent to be clumped together. And Lando, while good, has an unfortunately bad matchup into the infantry tank on the other side.
yeah, it's a tough game.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, congratulations to YiQiao for advancing to the round of 4
And
semifinals.
4, she's preparing to defend her one of her titles. I don't know how many times that she has won things, but
She's won the last 2 seasons plus the Queen of the Summit, so yeah.
yeah. So she's gonna keep on pushing forward. Congrats to her.
And better luck next time to Will.